I used to know her. I met her maybe 2016, maybe 2015, 2016. I knew her before all of what she has manifested into. And a lot of people are focusing on the false prophet conversation. Valid. However, we gotta get a little deeper. We gotta get a little deeper because a lot of these people, they don't start where you see them. They don't start there. So we can identify that what they're saying perhaps is not right, but we also have to understand where they come from. How did this happen? When I met this girl, I met her at Mosaic Church Hollywood in Los Angeles. Okay. I was in a women's group with her. I went out to lunch multiple times with her. I was at her house when she lived in North Hollywood. When I knew her, she was a singer, songwriter. When I knew her, she was working on her EDM Christian album. Okay. When I knew her, she had a fire for Jesus, for God. She was really thirsty for God. She was really thirsty for Jesus. But Mosaic Church, I believe, broke her. I believe they broke her. I believe they hurt her. I believe who she is now is a product of being hurt in a church and then the enemy utilizing that hurt to deceive her. That's what I believe happened. Because this woman right here, I feel bad. I feel bad for all the videos on her. I feel bad for where she's at. I feel bad for, she just did a podcast on some podcast called The Way. It just was released 2 days ago. She's making a complete fool of herself. You should see the comments. I feel so bad. However, I truly believe that her spiritual father, I believe that he manifested in her life because she was so thirsty and hurt. She tried out for the Mosaic worship team. I think she tried out twice maybe, and they denied her. I don't think it was the denial that messed her up. I think it was the way she was treated that messed her up. I mean, Mosaic Hollywood had a theme of you belong here, but then they had a tendency of treating people like they didn't belong. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's a story for another time. And I believe in that same year that she was rejected, not just by the worship team, but emotionally. She was young, she was in her 20s. By being rejected by Christians and being judged because she a little quirky, different. She's different. I believe because she was judged, that led her to meet this Davy character, okay? And I believe this Davy character, who she calls her spiritual father, opened her up to a swarm of demonic entities that literally have misguided her for probably the last, 8 years. And this is something we need to talk about because this is what happens. We like to fixate on what someone's doing when they're doing it, but we really need to talk about how they got there, okay? How they got there, because I liked her. We hung out a couple of times and she had a fire for Jesus. What I'm seeing now, I'm seeing she got a fire for money, okay? And that's a spirit. And I just believe all the hoopla with the demons manifesting, I believe it's two things. One, I believe the enemy's trying to make a fool out of her because that's what the enemy does. He wants to make a fool out of you, okay? He wants to make you look stupid, okay? And I also believe whatever spirit she's carrying is activating that ridiculousness. God is a God of order, okay? I'm not saying that demons can't manifest. What I'm saying is, can I just go to a book signing? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And then the people falling out on her feet I don't even have an issue with people calling her mama. You know what I'm saying? I have an issue with the falling out and the level of like reverence and praise. I'm gonna do another part, but lastly, for this part, this girl, they ain't know nothing about no Jesus and no Bible and no nothing like that. She ain't know nothing, okay? She ain't know nothing, okay? And in this interview that she did with this guy, I didn't hear not one testimony, okay? She kept on bringing up Paul, Peter, okay? She ain't tell me no intimate testimony about how Jesus changed her life, how she went through, and how she went through something to gain the anointing, okay? She talking about impartation, okay, fine. But you still gotta go through something gotta break the yoke, okay, for you to get the authority that you got, okay? Wait for part 2.